Wang Di woke to the ghost of a voice not unlike her aunt's, calling out her name. As she lay in bed, she remembered how her aunt once asked if Wang Di wanted to live with her. She could adopt her and take her away, since her parents thought so little of girl children. She wouldn't be like them, she told her, casting an eye at Wang Di's father, but would make sure she went to school, got 2 sets of uniforms and books, an education. What do you think, Wang Di? She'd smiled, a hopeful, shuddering smile. Each time she remembered this, Wang Di wondered how her life would have been different had she said yes. In her mind, her parents would have said go, good riddance, if she had gone to live with her aunt on the other end of Singapore, 10 miles south in Chinatown, with its narrow alleys and smoky shophouses. Or if she had grown up and been approached by the matchmaker at the right time, and the war hadn't torn through the island as it had in the manner of an enraged sea, one wave after another sweeping everything away. What she remembered most, though, what she liked best, was the way it felt to hear her name, softly spoken. Because the only time her parents used her name was when someone important was at the door, someone life-changing or rich. The matchmaker was both. Auntie Tin had appeared at the door one Sunday and snaked inside past her mother before she had been invited to. A few months later, war would arrive on the island. Auntie Tin visited a second time during the occupation, and then again, the third and last time, after the war, when Wang Di had little choice but to say yes. She had been the one to tell Wang Di what the words in her name meant, and she had been the one who plucked her away from her anguished parents, away from the stolid silence of their home 4 years after they first met. When Wang Di sat up and opened her eyes, the faint hum of her name was still in her ears, a song she couldn't stop hearing. Her hand fluttered to the faint scar on her neck, right where her pulse lay, then went down to the line on her lower stomach, the raised welt of it smooth beneath her fingers. Eyes closed, she already knew what kind of day this was going to be. Dread was pooling in her chest, but she put her legs over the side of the bed and stood, shuffled the narrow path to the altar. 11 steps and she was there, lighting up joss sticks for everyone she remembered, saying, "Here I am, here I am," as if they'd been the ones calling out for her. The old one, of course, her parents, her aunt, and her 2 friends, one who died earlier than everyone else, and the other whom she hoped was still alive. She was walking away from the altar when she turned back and lit up 3 more, planting them in among the fallen ash. Then she clicked the radio on before the memory of a child's face, a memory as clear and smooth as a polished stone could wash over her. "Breakfast, old one," she said, out of habit. Muscle memory. Her mouth hanging open in the quiet after her words. She knew there was going to be no answer, and why, instead of the brown damp of newspapers, she was now surrounded by the scent of clay, brick, a new house smell that made her feel sorry for having woken up. It was still dark out when she walked into her new kitchen and saw herself in the new windows. An old lady with a curved upper back that made her look more and more like a human question mark, and gray and white hair cut mid-neck, a style the kindly neighborhood hairdresser called a bop. As the water boiled, Wang Di ripped off yesterday's date on the tearaway calendar in the kitchen. There it was, May 24th. To make sure she wouldn't forget, she had written 100 above the date. 100, as in, it's been 100 days since my husband passed away. 100 days spent regretting the fact that she hadn't said and done all she could for him. She touched the black square of cloth on her sleeve, the black badge